Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. I decided to do this video. I was listening to Tretch from Naughty by Nature. He did a interview with Math Hoffa, and he was speaking on Biggie and Tupac. And while he was speaking, he mentioned the Vibe magazine cover from, I think it was 1993 or 4. It might have been 1995. And it was the picture that you see now on my thumbnail. And I remember a fluttering going through me when I saw the headline for the cover of the magazine was East versus West, East Coast versus West Coast. And I didn't understand what I was feeling then when I saw that, because it kind of disturbed me. And now I know what I was feeling. I was feeling like things was never going to be the same. And I can say that now. I watched hip hop from the very beginning. I watched rap music develop. And in watching it, I saw the decline happen. And then when that letter was released about the big meeting that was held in 1993 with the record executives stating that they were going to make music that would influence the youth more towards street activity and criminal activity, because they had invested in private prisons and they wanted to fill those prisons. And now look at what we see as a result of that. And we place a lot of blame on the youth, but some people think that music doesn't have anything to do with the mindset of the people, but it does, because music is a muse, it's inspiration. And our subconscious mind, when we repeatedly hear something, repetition is one of the ways that a person can be programmed and brainwashed. So if you're repeatedly playing a song, that slowly sleeps creeping into your mindset, it's creeping into your consciousness, and it's polluting it. Now, it went from fun, this music, to going out to the club, putting on your best outfit and having a good time and coming home safely without worrying about being harmed. And don't get me wrong, we was not innocent. It was people that got into it, and it was people that lost their lives, especially at the tunnel. But those were people that were involved in certain activities. It was very rare that somebody innocent would wind up getting killed. And that's why the City Tech incident that happened in 1990 involving Puff Daddy and Heavy D, when they threw that celebrity tournament, a basketball tournament game, and it was free, and they had it in City Tech, and it was so crowded that it caused a stampede and 8 people died, or 9 people died, I think, in that particular incident. That was the first time, death crept into the scene of hip hop. And after the Biggie and Tupac situation, and I really started to look at it, I felt like that was the doorway for it to begin to change into what it has become. Because it went from a competition of talent to a competition of physical violence. And that was the opening for it. And that's why when I go back and revisit the Tupac and Biggie situation, it bothers me, because I remember how I felt. And I see there's a narrative that goes around about Big, how he had went to the radio station, and during his interview with Hot 97's Angie Martinez, that he made a statement as to going after Snoop and them, Snoop and the Dog Pound. They were filming a video in New York City at the time, and they were saying that Big was like sending people out to go shoot at them because there was an incident where somebody was shooting at them on their trailers on the video scene site where they was having a video. And I know for a fact that that's a lie because I was listening to that interview. And I remember being mad because Biggie had said that they was out there making a video, and he didn't never mention where they were. New York City is big. He said they out here right now making a video. They out here in New York right now or something like that, to that effect. But he never said where it was. And I know for a fact he didn't say where it was because I was disappointed that he did not say where it was because I wanted to go to the video site, to the scene of the video. So it kind of feels like people have changed the narrative because I was arguing one time with this blogger about that because I was like, Big never said that. And he was like, how you know? I said, because I was listening to it. And how I remember it is because he never said where it was. I wanted to go. And I was upset that he didn't say where it was. I was trying to find out where it was. So I started to go and look for the interview because you know they have everything online now. Everything is on YouTube. So I went back and I was looking for the interview that he did with Angie Martinez. Is nowhere to be found. Now, for that to be such an incredible detail that has something to do with that whole East Coast, West Coast situation, and it not to be online, that should tell you something. Because they're trying to push this narrative. And the narrative is that there was always this friction between New York City and LA. And that is far from the truth. There was no friction because the way how we got introduced to NWA was through Video Music Box because Video Music Box was really the ones that was playing all the hip hop videos. And NWA was in, when I first saw NWA, they were in a video for Eric Sermon. What was they group again? Eric Sermon and Paris, EPMD. They was in their video. I think it was You a Customer. And that's how I was introduced to NWA. That's the first time I saw Eazy-E. He was in that video. So they was pushing this narrative. They was trying to get us to beef with each other because when AZ had his group Mob Style, they was trying to push a beef between Mob Style and NWA. And they went at each other for a little while, but it didn't turn out to be anything. But when it came down to 1995 now, and they was pushing this division between us, I saw that the media played a big part in pushing that idea on the people as far as East Coast versus West Coast. And we didn't have the internet then. So everything was being said in publications and magazines and radio stations, and you know, if you went to the club, you might see a few things happen. But also, we would go to the club and be right next door, right with them. They'd be partying right with us. I got to meet a lot of people when I was coming up, when I was growing up, when I was younger, and I used to go out. I met a lot of people in the industry because they would be right there with us. And it wasn't this dangerous. It wasn't dangerous like this. So I feel like that was purposely done to divide the East Coast from the West Coast because from what I'm hearing about Big, he had a lot of love for Tupac. And Tupac, before deciding to move over to the West Coast and stay out there, he was in New York. He was always in New York. And his first MC name wasn't Tupac. It was MC New York. So I felt like Tupac was used and Biggie was used to fuel that beef. And it still pops up now to this day, this East Coast, West Coast stuff. It's popping up again. And it just reminds me of the beginning of the decline of hip hop and the beginning of the programming of our children to go at each other to the point where people die. So I just wanted to revisit that time and share that with y'all. Because everything has a beginning, everything has a root. And the root to death playing a part now in rap music, whatever form it is what happened to Biggie and Tupac. May they rest in peace. And you guys have a great day.